this why you Okay, cool. Now we're being recorded. So I do switch up a little bit of things just because, like I said, I plan with you guys. So I take you guys through my planning. So as I kind of change a little bit of things, kind of, I'll share them with you. You kind of implement whatever you want. You use your own style. But if you don't have your calendar with you, grab a piece of paper, grab a calendar, grab whatever you have, because this is interactive and hands-on. So we are planning for Monday, May 31st through Sunday, June 6th. First and foremost, you guys, I want you to plan your goals for the week. So if you have reels goals that you want to do, live goals that you want to do, if you like to have a specific amount of promoters that you want to enroll by the end of the week, if you have a specific amount of trial packs that you want to enroll, if you have a specific amount of customers you want to enroll, whatever that may look like for you, I want you to go ahead and start planning that out. So I just put mine right at the top of my calendar. And I just kind of set a goal for myself. So it's a goal, you guys. If you don't hit it, it doesn't define who you are, doesn't define your success. Some weeks may be slower, some weeks may be more fast paced, but I like to, especially when it comes to my reels, my lives, my trial packs, I like to really, those are goals, especially the reels and the lives. I control those. I'm the one that can set those, and I'm the only one that can hit those. Now, when it comes to customers, promoters, trial packs, I can't really define who's going to come in my inbox and who's going to, want to enroll, but I can put it out there. I can look at that every day, and I know what I'm working towards every day, but that's uncontrollable, right? So let's take a couple minutes right now, and we're just going to go ahead and write down our goals. If you're just hopping in from the waiting room, you guys, we're writing down our goals. Your own personal life should be in your planner as well, you guys. So we are obviously planning around our lives, right? You have kids, maybe you have a 9 to 5, maybe you have doctor's appointments, whatever you already have, we plan around it. But at the end of the day too, this business is what allows you maybe that freedom. This business may be what is going to allow you that freedom that you're going for, that goal that you're going for, that vision that you have. So you have to remember that you do also have to put in the time and the effort into this business for it to grow where you want it to go, right? So always remember that. Yes, it's flexible, but it also has to be a priority too. We just are able to kind of fit it into the pockets of our day, but we have to make sure we fit it in to be able to hit those goals and things that we have on our hearts, in our minds, and all that good stuff. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do a social media audit, you guys. This can look however you want. I like to go over my social media. I like to just see, I write down everything. So during my week, every reel that I do, I write it down. I write down what the reel was about. I write down what the live was about. If I do a post, I kind of like to jot that down, what I posted about, just so I can kind of overview my week as I'm going through my week. But I also like to do just a social media audit. I just like to look at my pictures, especially on Instagram. I like to just look at it and see, did my pictures hit who I am? So if somebody was just coming to my page without even looking at what my words were going to say, would they be able to kind of get to know, like, and trust me? Would they be able to feel me through my screen, right? Because you can see people through their pictures. Maybe it's with your babies, maybe it's your home decor, maybe it's fashion, whatever it may be. And then I like to make sure that I talked about the things that need to be talked about, right? So it's great to be inspirational. We want to be inspirational, but we also have to let people know what we have our hands on. So it's awesome to share with them how we're getting so much energy and all that kind of stuff. But we also have to remember and remind them that they can do it too. So same with the business, right? You want to make sure that you're also sharing that they can have the same opportunity with you and so on. So I like to just look over my week, kind of do a drive-by of my social medias, and just see, hey, how does it look? Did I show up? Was I a little bit maybe too inspirational this week? You know, that sort of thing. Do I need to do a little bit something different? My reels, I've been really doing a lot of like personality style of reels. And this week I want to implement more. Like last week I did a lot of personality styles. I did some dancing. I did some funny ones, that sort of thing, which really grew a lot of engagement for me. So this week, thanks, Rochelle. So yours too, girl. I get inspired by y'all's reels, just so you know. And this week, I really want to bring in some business stuff and some product stuff, right? So I kind of like to switch it up just to kind of like, it also allows me to get to know me too, my style, my rhythm, you know, that sort of thing. And it allows me to keep my creativity. So I just like to do a drive-by of my social media and just kind of see some things that are going on. Same with Facebook. I like to go onto my Facebook and I like to just see what went on my Facebook, because my Facebook and my Instagram, because I do reels, right? So my reels aren't on my Insta or Facebook. So sometimes if I'm just posting a reel on Instagram, my Facebook has something else completely different that's going up. I also have two different audiences, right? So like my Facebook audience is built very different than my Instagram. Yes, I may have overlapping people, but they are very different too. So that is always something nice too, is that I do have two different styles, but a lot of the same. So like, meaning my stories, you guys, I do my stories one time. I do them in Instagram. I bring them over to Facebook. I don't try to have different stories for different platforms. My stories are the same. What I do on Instagram, I bring over to Facebook. But sometimes my posting has to change, because if I'm doing a reel, I don't bring my reel over. And a lot of times if I go live on Facebook, I'll either bring it to an IGTV or I don't bring it at all. I'm not going to lie, my lives engagements have been so down lately on Facebook. I don't know anybody else, maybe finding a different part of their algorithm. So I did a goal this last month to do 5 lives a week, and I pretty much hit that every single week. I think this is the only week I won't, because yesterday I unplugged a lot to be with my family, and I count that as a win. So I am good with that. So this next, like going into my next month, I'm kind of shifting things a little bit, because I saw that my interactions, my views, all of that. So I am going to just kind of keep that in the back of my mind and just kind of see what I can maybe tailor my lives to, so on and so forth. So I look at those kind of things, you guys. So, okay. So we're doing a drive-by of our social medias. I like to get a lot of my potentials, you guys, from Instagram on my Facebook. And the reason being is that's where a lot of our shout outs are. So like when people are like ranking, getting commission qualified, when there's just a bunch of different stuff, that's where we're like shouting them out. Maybe you're getting tagged on things, that sort of stuff. So I like to bring my potential promoters over to over from Instagram to Facebook, just so that they can start to see those things too. Plus I go live a lot more on there. And then I can also invite them to our opportunity events that we have, that sort of thing. This month, in the month of June, I challenged my team. I challenge all of you guys as well, that weekly to go on and do your own opportunity event on your own Facebook, going live and talking about why you joined this company, why these products, why this business, and really sharing your why a little bit more, letting people into that side of you. So I challenged my team, whether we're hooking up and doing it together or even just going by ourselves, right? Really sharing why, what you're fighting for, where you're going. So before I start to plan my week, because right now I social media audited, I kind of know what I saw, what I posted and everything. I have my 5s list with me. So if you guys don't have your 5s list, maybe you haven't updated it in a while, maybe you haven't done it, maybe you need some refreshers, Lindsay does a great training on fives this week. I really suggest that you watch that. And MJ just did, her and one of her babes just did a very great training on fives, which was this past Tuesday. And it's posted into the hustling page as well. I want you to watch those two and get your fives list together. So I have my fives list, my 5 products, my 5 business, and my 5 of who I am and what I'm fighting for. So I am going to tailor all of my posts for the month of June to my fives. Okay. Obviously, they've always been tailored to my fives, right? I'm always sharing why I love the products, the business, and all that. But I really, really got focus, laser focus. And once you watch MJ's training and Lindsay's training, you'll understand as well, is that I am going in more of a niche style, which this is something, Rochelle, I see you do a lot, and I see you right here. So you're like right next to my box, so I can do that. But she is a military wife, right? So she posts specifically to that. She shares that part of her life, and she is getting a lot of and relating to a lot of people in her same current situation, right? So I had to kind of step back and say, okay, Christina, like, who are you? What are you in? What season are you in, right? You may have different seasons, you guys. Your fives may change. So right now, I started getting a little bit more vulnerable with being debt free, talking about debt freedom. Last month, I had the most people in my inbox for promoters that I've ever had. And a lot of them came to me saying, well, I have some credit card debt I could pay off. Like, I had one girl, you guys, that literally makes a very well income. I know her personally. I've done ladies' nights with her months and months. I mean, we know each other. She's never asked me about the products, nothing, but I started posting more about that. And she messaged me and said, I have some credit card debt I could pay off. And we want to do some home projects, because I'm always talking about my outdoor patio and how that my bonus was helping us pay for the outdoor patio set. Right. So I started talking about those things and being really focused. So I have my fives list next to me, and I'm going to go and plan my week of what I want to talk about. So if you are somebody that just wants to say like, oh, I just want to talk about maybe the product this day, the business this day, the product, the business, switch it up, right? You can do that. Maybe you're somebody that likes to get a little bit more specific. So I like to have like a kind of like idea of what I'm going to post about. Why? Because if I'm ever in a jam or it's like late at night and I'm like, oh, you know what? I got some time. I'll prep for tomorrow. What did I want to talk about? Oh, I'm going to talk about the fact that I run a free business every single month. I already know. So I'll just sit there and I'll get in my feels about that free business. I'm like, Christina, what does that free business mean to you? How do you feel about that free business? What does it feel like if you had to pay for this business? Like, these are things that go through my head, you guys. So I'm just kind of taking you with me. And I will just sit there and get in my feels, right, about those things. And then I just start typing from my heart. And then I'm ready for the next day. So if you have a 9 to 5, you have kids, you have a busy schedule, you notice tomorrow is going to be busy, maybe you've got a lot of things to do, prep the night before. There's no excuse why you can't prep the night before. Find a little bit of time, you guys. It's all about time management. And this was something I said to Lindsay. I do this full time. When I actually started time blocking and getting more focused with my time, writing everything down, I was getting more done in my days than before, when I was just kind of flying by the seat of my pants, letting everything kind of go the way it needed to go. And I literally was like, there's still so much more time in the day. I could still do so much more, because I was getting focused and I was not getting distracted by the little things. So let's go ahead and plan for our week. We'll take about 5-ish minutes. So you can use your fives. You can go off of just product business, whatever it is that your business needs, right? I like to share a little bit of both, a little bit of product, a little bit of business, right? That's just personally what I like to do. Maybe you're in a season where you need to grow some customers. Maybe all your auto ships have fallen off. You're not sure if you're going to thrive for free next month. You need to build that up. Take that into consideration. Maybe you need to, rebuild a little bit of your team. Maybe some team members have fallen off. You're good on your customers right now, where you need to go a little bit more heavy on the business side for just, maybe a week, where it's like, and then you kind of flip back, right? You guys, this is where the planning comes into play. So let's take a few minutes and plan. keep in mind while you guys are planning that we have this sale going on. So a lot of my stuff goes in my stories, right? So my sales, my product opportunities, my opportunity stories. I'm always showing my products, talking about the business in my stories, right? Those are non-negotiables for me. But maybe you want to go live about this promo. It's, today and ends tomorrow. Maybe you want to make a post about it, that sort of thing. So keep that in mind too, that we have the promo going. If anybody has any questions, you can go ahead and drop them in the chat and I can help you as much as I can. Okay, so we'll just start wrapping up our week of what we kind of are focused on, what we want to talk about, hitting our fives, talking about the product, the business, also being inspirational, that sort of thing, motivational. Here's where it comes into play. Do you want to talk about trial packs? Do you have, if you want to sell trial packs, have you talked about trial packs on your feed? Maybe you need to be a little bit more self-aware of talking about them in your stories. That's me. I always write down selling trial packs and I get to the end of the week and I'm like, I think I only talked about it one time. That's not, oopsie. So I need to get a little bit more aware of that. So what does that mean for me? That means I need to be a little bit more plan oriented when it comes to my stories about trials, because that doesn't come as naturally to me as maybe talking about the business or talking about the product. So I'm going to drop trial packs, right? So I'm going to talk about that in my stories. Okay. So at this point too, you guys, what else does your business need? I want you to think about that. Do you need to batch reels, right? Maybe there's a day you can batch content. Maybe it's walking around your home, or you're going to be out and about somewhere so you can take a bunch of photos, right? Write that kind of stuff down. I like to batch my reels about 2 to 3 at a time. So on Mondays is normally like tomorrow's a holiday. So my husband is home and he's got like all his grand plans of things that he wants to do. So I'm just like, okay, like, so normally Mondays are when I do a lot of batching of content. So for me, Tuesday, I'm going to batch my reels. Yes, I need to create new stories as well. I love that. So I'm going to put that in my week somewhere to create new stories. So that sort of thing. Do you need to check in with any customers? Do you have anybody on trial packs that you need to check in with? These are things that every single week, you guys, you should be looking at. The 5th is on next Saturday. Do you have auto shipments that are going to be running? When do you like to check in with your auto shipments? Right. So I'm personally going to be traveling Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So yes, I'm so excited, you guys, for the Florida Limitless Retreat. And so I know personally, I'm going to want to check in with my customers probably earlier in the week. I might actually do check-ins tomorrow because I know me Wednesday is probably going to be a little crazy pre-planning. So I'd rather do check-ins Tuesday. So if I don't hear back from them till Wednesday, that's okay. So I'm going to do my like auto ship check-ins on Tuesday. Everybody is obviously different, right? You can do things differently. So Thursday I'll be traveling. So I'm going to put on while I'm on the plane to do my follow-ups because I'll be just sitting on the plane. I can get Wi-Fi. So oh yes, in Mexico. Everybody's going to Mexico too. I forgot about that. MJ, yay. Yes, anybody going to Mexico? This is like a big weekend in our company. I feel like everybody's jet setting. So I'm personally going to do my follow-ups while I'm sitting at an airport, right? And while I'm on the plane. So it's on a Thursday for me this week, but I know Friday I'm going to be very like kind of unplugged, but like plugged in a different way because I'm going to be plugged in just like being around everybody. So this is the first time I will be meeting everybody and meeting like Lynn's for the first time. I've been with her almost 3 years, you guys. So this is like just such a really emotional big weekend. I'm going to need like a day. Rochelle too. I'm going to be meeting you. I'm just like so emotional. So this is awesome to have like community, you guys. Like I haven't met a lot of these, I haven't met anybody from our team. So even my own personally enrolled babes, like I don't have anybody local to me. So I don't have anybody. So this is like so huge. If you are, if you have community pictures and you have like pictures with babes or your team, or even like maybe it's just you and your best friend right now, you guys post those pictures, post the community. Like people are here for that kind of stuff. So anyways, back to planning your week. What else do you need? Okay. So that's stuff you want to write down, content, all of that, write it down. Your personal life. What does your personal life need? I'm going to touch on that real quick, just because I write down what I need to do personally. If it's laundry, if it's cleaning, if it's organizing something, if it's running to the post office, if it's paying a bill, if it's calling this doctor, I don't know what it is. I write everything down and I assign it so that the day when I wake up, I literally eat my breakfast and look over my day of everything I have to do. And then I just start knocking things out in the pockets of my day. And a lot of times, because I'm so laser focused and I have everything written down, I can get stuff done so quickly. While I'm calling the doctors, I'm picking up the house, right? Or while I'm doing this, you know, I'm doing that. I do also at night, before I go up to bed, I shared this and I had a lot of good feedback. I will put on a podcast, devotional, audible, whatever it is. I put it on my headphones and I clean up my house. So I will pick up at the end of the night, I like pick up the pillows, I will wipe down things. I do about 20 minutes every single day. And it just has my life just so much more complete. I go to bed happier. It's like, to me, it's like kind of, I let myself, like, I'm done with social media. I'm kind of done with all of my work, my IPAs and everything. And yes, putting the house to bed. I remember, Rochelle, with your light, with the kitchen light, when the light's on or something like that or off, then you know it's done. And that's kind of, I adapted that from you as well. And it has helped me so so much, you guys, to stay on top of my personal life too, because I can get really wrapped up in the business. I can get really wrapped up in what I'm doing. I love what I do. I get excited. And so it has helped me just be more intentional. So when I pick up my phone to go on social media, I'm intentional with my time on my IPAs, because when I set my phone down, I'm intentional with my time, however that may be. Reading a book, being around the house, just unplugging, whatever I need. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead. I'm going to share with you guys the schedule. Now, here's the thing with the work with me's, Zooms, and all of that. Things have changed for the month of June. Okay. So I am going to share with you the limitless work with me schedule. There's a different work with me schedule. I know Hustling has some work with me's. I know some other teams have some work with me's. If you are on Limitless, I know Lynn's gave us like a whole like post of things. I'm sure Em will also post it into the Hustling page, or Lynn's will at some point. I know it's not June yet, so it's probably why they didn't. There is a lot of options. So if I tried to give you all of the options, we'd be here till tomorrow. So I'm going to give you the Limitless work with me's, right? And then I'm going to give you some team huddles that you can jump in on. And then everything else, you guys, there's all different options too. So if you have a different upline who offers you different things, that's great too. I give you what my upline offers for me. So the work with me tomorrow is 10 a.m. I'm assuming they're still having it. Nobody has told me otherwise, even though it's Memorial Day. That is going to be on the Zoom ID 666-188-9698. So that ends the work with me schedule there. So now we start our new one. So at 9 p.m. tomorrow night is Lindsay's downlines training, the Limitless training that anybody's welcome to. And that's on 979-180-2986. The same one you guys are on now. So all work with me's that I'm going to give you are going to be on that Zoom ID. So it changes a little bit. So it's going to be on that Zoom ID. And then I will also share with you some huddles. I'll let you know what Zoom ID those are. And then I'll let you know as we go. So Tuesday, we have a 10 a.m. work with me. There's an 8 p.m. Zoom huddle with MJ's team. That's 272-769-3682. MJ, does that still have a password of Thrive? I know she'll drop it in the chat. If there is a password on that, no, password's off. Okay, cool. At 9 p.m., Christina Brill trains her team. That's 576-789-8888. On Wednesday, we have a 12 p.m. work with me. At 9 p.m., we have the Hustling Tribe overall Zoom, which is on the 666-188-9698. On Thursday, we have a 7 p.m. work with me. On Friday, it's an 11 a.m. work with me. I'm not sure if the Saturday a.m. work with me is still going. I know if it is, it's on a different Zoom ID. So kind of keep back with that. That's Jordan. I haven't checked in to see if she's doing it for June. And then next Sunday, you guys, it will be a recording. So I will be traveling home. So it will be a recording of the planning Zoom, which will be right on my YouTube link. So I will probably upload that probably like Wednesday or Thursday. I'll upload it so you guys can plan for next week at any time. And then I'll obviously post it in the chats as well too. So if you need to, but it's going to be a recording, especially for everybody traveling and all of that, then you can plan at your convenience. Okay. So I think I got all the times right. You guys, I have been known to give you guys wrong times, and I apologize if I ever do that. I promise you I try, but there's a lot to remember sometimes, and I can be at the wrong place at the wrong time. It's just story of my life. So I double checked this a few times. So we should be good because that's just me. Hi, hello. All right. So now you have everything set for your week, you guys, right? I want you now, whatever you need to do, you need to do for your own business. That's going to be where you want to do that right now. Like we were saying, get in here, write down your business. Your calendar literally is, to me, is my lifeline to my business. Like traveling, like I know, like I've got this is coming with me everywhere I go. Like this will be with me because it is my lifeline. I write everything down. If I can't be right next to my planner, it goes into the notes on my phone and then I put it in my planner. I set reminders constantly. So I do brain dumping at the end of the night. I will brain dump for what I need to do the next day. That really helps me a lot. So I will just brain dump like things that I need to do. But if I'm like somewhere and I don't have my planner next to me, I will set reminders for myself of things I need to do. But like I said, you guys, I am constantly writing things down because there's only so much up here can hold, right? And the more overwhelmed I felt, it was because I wasn't writing things down and I was trying to keep everything up here. I was trying to remember like the 17 things I wanted to do. And so I was feeling overwhelmed only because I was just trying to keep it all up here. And the minute I wrote it down, even just writing it down, I felt less overwhelmed because I knew I could tackle it. And I'm not going to you guys, there are days like Monday, I may write down a bunch of stuff to do and maybe I don't get to it all. Maybe something happened or something took me a little bit longer or creating content took me longer. So I wasn't able to batch my reels. I just move it to the next day. Right. Like I detach myself from like all those negative feelings that because it's written down, it has to get done right away. I used to be that person. And then I remembered I'm human. And it's okay if something doesn't get done, I just move it to the next day, right? But I'm pretty good about like, I like putting check marks in boxes, you guys, it's just a thing for me. So I personally love to get things done. So if there are any questions, go ahead and let me know. Like I said, the Zooms and the work with me's are changing for the month of June. So there might be different schedules, there might be different Zooms and all of that kind of stuff. So plan accordingly. Work with me's, you guys, if you can't get on the work with me's, that's okay. There's recordings constantly everywhere and you should have your own work with me time. I have my own work with me time. I have a routine I do. I have a morning routine. I have an IPA time. So I'm committed to that. So once I get done with that, like if I want to hop on to work with me, a lot of times it's either I'm doing a second round of IPAs or I'm doing my focused IPA. If you don't do a focused IPA, what does that mean? Every single day after I do my round of IPAs, I have a focused IPA. So every time I pick up my phone, I'm doing my focused IPA. It's either growing my network, 3-2-1s, or building like in stories or interactions. Or maybe I will be hanging out in groups the rest of the day. I make that a focused IPA if I really need to start building more engagement and new friends. Like I really need to build my network, especially on, let's say, Facebook. I will go hang out and do what I need to do. So I do a focused IPA and I will write that down as well. Yes. So it just kind of depends on what my business needs. So then every time I pick up my phone, I know that's what I'm going to do. So I don't get overwhelmed because a lot of our IPAs, you guys, they can be one and dones, right? I'm not wishing people a happy birthday all day throughout the day, right? I mean, that'd be cool if you guys want to ever do that. When it's my birthday, October 21st, go feel free. I'm all about birthdays, but okay, that's a different topic. So a lot of them are one and done. And then I like to just have a focused IPA. So look at what your business needs. Do you need to clean up? I noticed I needed to do a lot of cleaning up of mine. I was doing some, I guess say learning, I don't know, on Instagram. There's so many reels, you guys, that teach you different stuff. So I like to kind of look at those and kind of see like, okay, what do I need to learn, right? There's always things that are evolving on social media. And we have such great trainings and all of that too. But sometimes when I'm in reels, I'll find reels that talk about how to build engagement. I'll see things that will talk about like how to get more organic followers, that sort of stuff. So I start to pay pay attention to those things, and I just start to implement them. So I really needed to go and clean up a lot of my social media. So I have been going through even the people that follow me, and there's a lot of dead accounts. So what does that mean? Like there are people that haven't posted in forever. There are people that don't even have a profile picture. So I started removing them. I started to clean it up so that I'm not showing I have so many followers and I'm following so many people, but then my interactions are down because it was actually, I saw something that said that can also trigger some algorithms, right? So, okay. So I'm just trying some different things just to see what works. And so on. So, maybe that's part of your focused IPA. I'm not sure. Maybe you need to grow your network. Maybe you need to build more conversations. So you need to really hang out in stories, really do 3, 2, 1s, that sort of thing. I know like a lot of people, my team has asked me too, they get overwhelmed growing their network. Don't get overwhelmed, you guys. Like honestly, I go off of hashtags lately, hashtags that I'm personally using on my own feed. Sam Brown did a great hashtag training where she talked about which hashtags to use, how many hashtags, how to view the hashtags, all this kind of stuff. I just saw a reel, which you guys are going to be mind blown. I'm going to share this with you. Hopefully it makes sense. But I don't know about you guys. I keep all of my hashtags in my notes, right? So I go and I will copy and paste. So this person did a reel where she has it's a text replacement. So she made it a text, you know how on iPhone you can make text replacements? So she has it a text replacement. So then it was like, anybody needs the reel, I'll send it to you. But it is such a great idea because I'm always going and copying and pasting, my hashtags. And it can literally just be like, I can do like boho hash, right? So I just start typing boho hash, my text replacement will bring all of my hashtags. So then I don't have to always be going back and forth copying and pasting, right? And then every time that I update it, I just update my text replacements. I was like, do you know how much time that is going to save me? Because I'm always going back and forth trying to copy from my notes. So it was just amazing. Yes, I'll share it. So my name on Insta is Christina Tammy. If you guys don't follow me and you want that reel, just send me a message and I'll send it to you. So it was for me, it was mind blowing. And yes, I changed my hashtags so often, but I kind of have a core group of hashtags that I work off of. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is so genius. I don't know, it was really good. But that's what I'm saying with reels, right? So I learned that. So this week, I'm going to make that a focused thing for me to do is to get all of my hashtags into text replacements. So I'm not having to scroll and search and copy and paste and all that kind of stuff. Yes, makes life easier. So that's all I got for you guys. Thanks for joining me this Sunday. Next week will be a recording and then we will be back live airing on June, whatever that day is, June. I'll be back on June 13th. So we'll be back on June 13th for your normal broadcasting and planning and all of that. If you guys ever have questions, let me know. Again, my YouTube channel is Christina Tammy. That's where you'll find the recording in case you miss it in the groups or in chats or anything. Just go right there. I try to put all of the recordings up as soon as I possibly can. I hope you feel good about your week. Take whatever extra time you need throughout today to continue to plan, make it your own, whatever is going to vibe with you so that you stick to it. You guys, we don't spend this time doing all of this to just look at it next Sunday when we come back to plan, right? Really utilize, optimize your calendar. Trust me, it helps. It helps. I hope you guys all have a great Memorial Day, have a great holiday weekend, and I will talk with you guys all later. Bye.